welcome to First Call Jewel. Today, we're going to ask Bob, why do you want us going out and asking our clients to get annual home tune-ups? Is there a reason for that? And I guess first off, what is a home tune-up?
In a home, we have all kinds of mechanical, electrical systems, the electrical, the plumbing, the heating and air conditioning, even the roof. The assumption is yeah, we put them in, they're good forever, right? Well, not really. They're being used all the time. That water heater that's in your house is something that is the most used appliance that never says anything, never makes a noise until it quits working. Water heater that's not working, everybody's unhappy.
And how expensive is it to replace a water heater?
Anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. But it's mostly the frustration of not having the hot water when you want hot water.
Okay.
Not having heat when you need heat. Not having power. Something fails. Now you got to go plug in your refrigerator somewhere else or figure out how you're going to make this keep your food cool or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So having your systems checked every year makes a lot of sense because from one year to the next, things wear out, get loose, get to where they're going to fail. And if we can catch it before it actually fails, then the expense might still be the same, but at least they don't have to be without whatever. Or sometimes we catch things before they become a big expense, fix it while it's small, and avoid having the big expense of big frustration.
So a big theme that I'm kind of getting from you is the number one reason is it's preventative.
Yeah.
It's preventative maintenance. Okay.
You know, we can't always prevent things from happening. The legal gurus tell you not to use that word, but that's really what you're trying to do is help things last longer and be less likely to break down, ultimately kind of preventing things that would have happened. But we can't always see everything, can't always keep things from happening, but we're certainly increasing the odds.
That being said, why annually? Like, why not just like every 5 years or every 6 months? Like, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Like, well, what are your thoughts if someone says that to you? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't need a home tune-up. I'm not going to pay that little fee.
Yeah, it's kind of like thinking that my tires are fine on my car until I'm out on the side of the road wishing I had gotten them checked. And now I'm dealing with changing a flat. So every 6 months is probably too often. Probably don't need it that often. Every 5 years, a lot happens in 5 years, and that's too far away. So every year, and it doesn't really matter what time of year so much, as long as it's just at least once in 12 months, somebody's having these systems checked. Just makes a lot of sense.
What are some of the other benefits that homeowners can get if they get an annual tune-up? What are they more likely to experience or appreciate as a result of that?
So, for example, on a plumbing system, if they don't have a water softener that's working, and they may sometimes, when you have good soft water, you know it, but then if it starts to not work, if it happens gradually, you don't realize it as fast that, oh, something's changed, something's happening. So now I've got little granules of hardness in there destroying my valves, collecting on the fixtures. And so having stuff checked so we know for sure that water softener is actually softening the way it's supposed to can help things last longer and keep us from having expensive challenges later that could have easily been fixed had somebody come and just checked. Inside an electrical panel, that's one of those things that, again, very silent, never makes any noise, just does its job. But a loose connection can create a lot of heat. Heat ultimately will ruin, besides causing the potential fire, the bigger thing is just the heat getting to where now it's ruined either the portion of the panel, the breaker, whatever, that then has to be replaced. So catching it while it's early, fixing it while it's fixable versus waiting until shoot, now I don't have power. It usually happens on nights and weekends, the most unlikely time that you really want it to happen. A lot of times when it's really cold or really hot outside, that's when things are really getting stressed because the air conditioner is working way harder, the furnace is working way harder.
Right.
And those are the times that we don't want to be without. So checking and making sure makes a lot of sense.
So not only preventative, it's also great for system longevity, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For all of your systems, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, all of them, right?
Right. Then really besides longevity, the next thing would then be energy savings. When a system is getting to where it's covered in dirt, for example, the blower wheel, they say that an eighth of an inch of dirt collected on a blower wheel affects 30% less air that it's able to move. A little bit of dirt on the heat exchanger, on the air conditioning coil, those surfaces are meant to transfer heat. A little bit of just a fine layer of dirt on those insulates them so they now can't transfer heat near as effectively. If we're coming in and cleaning, keeping that from getting built up, then you use way less energy. All these modern fans now are variable speed fans, and they're designed to move a certain amount of cubic feet per minute of air. If the filter starts to get plugged up, or the vents get closed, or anything happens that starts to restrict that air, then that fan ramps up. So something that was saving us a bunch of energy now starts costing more energy because it's trying harder to overcome the restriction that it has. If we're coming and checking it regularly and making sure there is no restriction, then we make sure the fan is working like it's supposed to.
One more thing that I think you touched on earlier, I just didn't write it down yet. I'm saving the best for last, folks. Comfort.
Mm-hmm.
How can getting an annual home tune-up help your family's comfort?
Well, particularly on the heating and air conditioning side, if we have the proper airflow, everything's working right, then of course we're going to be more comfortable. But what is less comfortable than being out of electricity, or not having hot water, having a shower that is rough and cause your skin to be dry and stuff because your water softener's not working? So comfort is all the systems working like they're supposed to.
You know what? I want to go one more step, actually. Does getting an annual home tune-up in any way, shape, or form affect either your health or the health of those people living at that in your home? Does it affect their health?
Absolutely. Particularly on the heating and air conditioning side. We're really starting to study more and more the impact of carbon dioxide inside a home. There's been a lot of rules that the government has come out with in the last 20 plus years saying that you need air exchange and all this stuff. And honestly, kind of as contractors, it's been like, oh, you're forcing us to do this stuff. And it's just stupid. We don't need that. And now we're starting to realize, oh, there's a reason that people have headaches, are tired all the time, generally just don't feel good.
Or nausea.
You're sitting in a meeting and it's a whole bunch of people in a room and it's getting warm and everybody's kind of dozing off. It's actually carbon dioxide, way too high levels. And in our home, you go to sleep at night, you close the door, and you're sitting there sleeping inside a closed room. Even if there's a vent and stuff in that room, we're finding that the carbon dioxide levels are just going to 1,500 parts per million. Normal is 800 parts per million. So you wake up in the morning not feeling as rested and as ready to go as you should. It may well be that lack of oxygen, too much carbon dioxide. So all this stuff that the government has been recommending all this time, we've said, it's dumb, we don't need that, actually makes a lot of sense. And we're doing a lot of testing right now to find out how does this stuff really affect your health, and what kind of things can we do? If we do those, what does that do for those levels? And how much better I'm doing it in my own house? How much better do I feel? Can I actually tell a difference?
So wait, let me get this straight. You actually test what we sell here at First Call Jewel, the service we render, the products we use. You use those at your own house? You test them out yourself?
Absolutely. There's a lot of snake oil in the industries. A lot of stuff that doesn't really do what it says it's going to do. And so the only way to really find out is try it, see what it does. My wife gets tired of we've got different holes in my ductwork and whatever from trying things, but I know what works and what doesn't work because we've tried it.
And that's what matters. Thanks, everyone. We hope that you found some value here. Here are the top 5 tips to get a home tune-up. This is Bob. This is Jacob. See you next time.